once upon a time,
the two greatest circus performers in the world.
An escapologist who could escape from any lock that was ever invented.
And an acrobat who was so skilled it seemed as if she could actually fly.
Fell in love and got married.
They performed some of the most incredible feats together that anyone has ever seen, and people would come from miles around, kings, queens, celebrities, and astronauts.
And not just to see their skill, but also to see their love for each other.
Which was so deep that it was said cats would purr as they passed them and dogs would weep with joy.
they moved into a beautiful old house on the edge of town, and in the evenings they would walk and take the air.
And each night, the children of the town would wait in anticipation, hoping for a glimpse of the shiny white scarf that the acrobat always wore. For then they knew they had only to cry, "Tricks! Tricks!" And the great performers would instantly oblige with the most spectacular show, just for them.
But although they loved each other, although they were famous and everyone loved them, they were sad.
"We have everything that the world has to offer," said the wife.
"But we do not have the one thing in the world we want most.
We do not have a child."
"Patience, my love," the husband replied. "Time is on our side. Even time loves us."
But time is the one thing no one is master of.
And as time passed, they grew quite old, and still they had no children.
At night, they listened to the silence of their big, empty house, and they would imagine how beautiful it would be if it was filled with the sounds of a child playing.
Their sadness overwhelmed them and drew them on to ever more dangerous feats.
As their work became the only place they could escape the inescapable tragedy of their lives.
And so it was they decided to perform the most dangerous feat ever known to man.
"It is called," said the husband, announcing the event to the world's press, who would gather to listen with bated breath.
The burning woman hurling through the air with dynamite in her hair over sharks and spiky objects, caught by the man locked in the cage.
And it was the most dangerous feat ever known to man.
"It is our destiny," said his wife, smiling sadly and slipping her hand into his.
It is where the loneliness of life has led us.
And so, the great day arrived.
It was like the entire world had gathered to see the burning woman hurling through the air with dynamite in her hair over sharks and spiky objects, caught by the man locked in the cage.
Everything was arranged by the acrobat's sister, a frightening woman who used to be an Olympic-class hammer thrower and who loved nothing better than to scare the children of the town.
People whispered that in her dark and brooding heart, she resented her sister, both her success and her love.
Suddenly, out came the escapologist,
Dressed as usual in his tight and spangly costume.
But there was no sign of the acrobat and no glimpse at all of her shiny white scarf.
And instead of the musical fanfare, there was silence as he solemnly strode into the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the burning woman flying through the air with dynamite in her hair over sharks and spiky objects, caught by the man locked in a cage, has been cancelled because my wife is pregnant.
Absolute silence.
You could have heard a fly burp.
Then suddenly the audience jumped to its feet and roared in appreciation.
The great feat was instantly forgotten, and the applause went on for nearly an hour.
Forgotten by everyone except, that is, the acrobat's sister.
When all had quietened down, she stepped forward and produced a contract.
"A contract you have signed to perform this feat, and perform this feat you shall."
I've paid for the posters, publicity, the catering, the toilet facilities.
If I give the crowd their money back, where is my profit?
A